Ta-da! Here I am. It's your own Nana Ray. However, I'm standing this time because it's important to do some exercise. If you've been watching too much TV or what have you, it's very important that we get some exercise happening. So I want to encourage you to maybe get up out of your seat right now and do a little exercise with me. We can go up and up and up. And what about to the other side? Up and up and up. And what about around like this? This is apparently very good for your chest. It's also good to open up your heart. Opening up your heart. Look at that. Now, you don't have to get really puffed. Look at that. And see, I'm bending my legs at the same time, so I'm multitasking for my calves. And then you can move your pelvis. It's a very good thing. You can't really see, but I'm moving my pelvis. Look at that. In and out, in and out, in and out. Sometimes it's good to pull in like this, pull in like this. Then going around and around. Some of you might be able to jump or jump. Look at that, jump. So there's some lovely exercises that you can do. But you might find you get a little bit breathless. Make sure you have some water. But just do a little bit of exercise and then I think it's a very good thing. So I don't know, maybe we can, oh my God, look at that. So now here we are. Well, it's not just exercise. There's other things about being in the home. How many of you made your bed today? Now, I know it's easy to just not make your bed, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing to track how you're doing in this sort of situation. How's it all going? Another thing is the dishes. You know, especially this is difficult. Well, there's two situations. One is if you're in a sort of group house and you don't like doing the dishes, but your friends have gone all frilly about being tidy, and it creates a little bit of conflict. Of course, what I find is that as we sort of move further into this, it's like control. I need a little bit of control in a world that's gone crazy. And one of the ways to maintain that is to make sure I make my bed, and then to make sure I do my dishes. And I notice if the dishes haven't been done for a couple of days, I know it's time to do my dishes. And there's other little orderly things, you know, the vacuuming. How long is it since you did the vacuuming? Now, for some of you, you've been doing all that fastidiously forever, and I say cut yourself some slack. If you're one of those people who just gets off on doing the cleaning whenever there's a little bit of, you know, anxiety or stuff back around in the wings, well, you know, that's also not so good. Better to sit and have a nice cup of tea and just watch the anxiety rise up and go, oh yes, I'm a little bit anxious. And you'll be inspired to go and do some more cleaning, but you see if you can just sit with that anxiety for a moment. In other videos you've heard that I just sort of encourage you to just breathe into that discomfort just for 3 breaths. It's not a terrible thing. And that's a good thing. Or phone a friend. Now, you can phone a friend. There's sort of 2 things you can do. You can phone a friend for a little distraction. That's not a terrible thing. You just phone your friend and talk about la la la. Or sometimes you phone a friend and you actually do say, oh darling, I'm feeling a bit anxious or I'm feeling a bit sad. And that's not a bad thing. And sometimes we've got friends who are good for that. And sometimes we've got friends who are absolutely terrible for that. So once you find they're hopeless, just don't do it. Just don't do it again. And so, you know, I encourage you to try and create a little bit of order, to try and get a bit of exercise happening, pumping lymph and pumping blood and pumping your heart and all that sort of stuff, getting everything moving, including, of course, you know, it's always good to make sure you're eating enough roughage and raw vegetables and that sort of thing, because we don't want to get sluggish. Because when all this is over, we want to be out and being fabulous. And even while it's all happening, we want to be fabulous. And anyway, I wish you all a energized, lot of vitality, a lot of nice, appropriate housework, but not too much. And whatever's happening for you, just know that Nana loves you all. And lots of love. Until the next time. Bye.